Hi, welcome everybody. Welcome to Adventures with Captain Ray Kelly Live. It's Thursday night, 7 p.m., and another week has passed. But I tell you, I've been so busy. I've been getting ready to go to Florida. I'm leaving for Florida on Saturday for the winter, and I'm excited about it, because I love flying down in Florida. I got my secret spots down there also. So, and I love flying with those guys down there. Al and Alex and TJ. TJ's in the chat, by the way. How you doing, TJ? Good to see you. Um, but I've been debating whether I'm gonna what drones I'm gonna bring, and I was down about a month ago, and I dropped off my Mavic 3 Pro, and I left it there. So that's down there already. But I decided I'm going to take my Air 2S, you know, and I got it right in this bag here. and I'm going to take my Neo, because that's a fun little drone to fly. And as we all know, the Neo 2's been announced, and people are already starting to order it. You can order it on AliExpress. Johnny put it in order already, and I wonder when he'll get his. But um, that's going to be a great little drone too for DJI, no doubt about it. But let me just welcome in a few people, and I know Steve Jones. He was number one today. How you doing, Steve? Primal Drones. Good to see you. And he's got a big day coming up Saturday. His daughter is getting married. So, Steve, we want to say congratulations to her and wish her all the best. Okay. So, and I know you're nervous, but there's nothing to be nervous about. Everything's going to go smooth. You'll see. So, and I already said hello to TJ. So, how you doing, TJ? And Sandy's watching. How you doing, Sandy? I flew with TJ when I was down there for my quick weekend trip. We got a nice flight in at Du Bois Park, and it was good seeing TJ. Um, Let me see who else. Uh, Ro- Technique. Yeah, how you doing? Good to see you. And let's see who else. Jeremy. I saw Jeremy. He changed his name, I guess, to some guy now. He's not some drone guy. Uh, or some shirt guy no more. He's some guy. So, but Jeremy is handling all the South Florida, sixth annual South Florida drone merchandise, and he does an excellent job of that. And I got to say thank you to Jeremy. And you can order your items right now if you go to sfdmshop.com. And Jeremy also donated a DJI Neo that will be a giveaway prize at the sixth annual South Florida Drone Meetup. So thank you, Jeremy. Really, we appreciate it. And let's see who else. Captain Joe's in the chat. How you doing, Captain Joe? Good to see you. And Lee, Sergeant Rock. And I got the word from Lee that him and his wife are coming to the South Florida Drone Meetup. So I added them to the list, and it's going to be great meeting Lee and his wife. So I look forward to that. And John Flynn's in the chat. How you doing, John? Good to see you. Flying Flynn Media. And Terry Dugas, Gator Drone. How you doing? Good to see you. And I don't want to go miss anybody. There's Jim Anderson. How you doing? Good to see you. And it takes time to mention the names, but I think it's important. RJ, how you doing? RJ Redding, good to see you. And we'll get back to the names very shortly. But Big Bob Casey's in the chat. How you doing, Bob? Good to see you. And Angel's watching over in New Jersey. So how you doing, Angel? Good to see you. Sorry I didn't get to fly with you again. The weather just didn't. Well, the weather wasn't going to cooperate. Then it turned out to be a nice day that day. So we'll get together when I get back, and hopefully you'll come to the South Florida Drone Meetup in April. So Mark R. White, and Jerry Bowers in the chat. Oh man, look at this. And Alan, we got an international drone celebrity watching. Drone Views Media. How you doing, Alan? Good to see you. So, and I tell you, I had a great time a few weeks ago. I went up to Hunter Mountain up in upstate New York, and I ended up flying with two drone celebrities. Um, and they are a lot of you guys know them. Stevie Bronx,
New York,
Eddie
up
Nunez.
Hunter
I just
Mountain.
want to share a little of that video
I'm
right
going to be
now.
flying drones with two drone celebrities, Stevie Bronx and Eddie Nunez. Prior to going to Hunter Mountain, we stopped at Catterskill Falls and a beautiful countryside. Those videos are part one and two of this series. It brought back great memories because I brought my son here when he was 7 to go skiing. He's now 51.
Yep.
I took off with my Mavic 3 Pro. Eddie Nunez has already taken off and
He was
flew
halfway
up
up
the
the mountain
mountain.
already. So, but you know me, I'm a very conservative drone pilot, or a wimpy drone pilot.
And
It took me a
before I
while to
headed
get
up
up
to the mountain, I wanted to get a great shot of Eddie's Cybertruck because it's a beast.
there. And he's very proud of his Cybertruck, believe me. Him and Billy Kyle, the two of them, really. And I know our guest in the back room, he's a Tesla fan himself. So we'll be bringing him in very shortly. I'm just going to show a couple more minutes of this, maybe a minute, because I just want to watch it again because, like I said, it brings back
I
great
also wanted to get
memories.
some shots of Schahari Creek and the walking bridge there.
Let me see if I can fast forward it a little bit. Yeah, we'll go
Follow
right
the
there.
cable cars.
There's the mountain itself, and I remember riding on those
I had
the
asked Capt and
chairlifts. I
Stevie
call
if they
them
wanted
cable
to take the
cars in the
cars
video, but they're
to the
really
top, but they
chairlifts.
said no.
But like I said, my son and I had a great time
And
skiing
like I
here.
said, the only other time I was here was for skiing, and the whole mountain was covered in snow. Crowd waiting to take the cable car to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, they had a lot of people waiting to go up. But anyway, I think Stephen is all out of
My
shrimp and
son and I
lobster in the
drank a
back
lot of
room.
hot cocoa in that lodge there.
So
These
if
were
you want to
really good
watch the rest
times.
of this video, just go to my channel.
One weekend we stayed over right at the mountain in these rentals.
And I tell you, tonight I have a true drone celebrity. You know, he's coming to us all the way from Finland, and I call him the Drone Show King. So please give a warm welcome to Stephen Sutton. Hey, Stephen.
Hi, Captain Ray. How are you doing?
Good, good. How you doing? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm good to see you too as well. And hi to all the people in the chat there. Good to see some familiar names. And yeah, it's good to be back. It's been a while.
I know. It's been at least 6 months the last time you were on. I know that. You've been busy, right? You've been real busy.
Yeah, we've been busy. So you can probably see from my name where it says Flyby Guys, and it also says there Drone Bundle. And you
That's
see that name
interesting.
there.
Yeah, what's Drone Bundle? That's interesting.
Yeah, we've actually been quite busy with Flyby Guys over the summer, and we've been doing some software development.
Oh,
And yeah, so we've developed a drone management platform called Drone Bundle. And this is basically a whole platform which allows you to do your customer management, your flight management, pilot management, documentation, flight planning, and also do your invoicing as well. So if you're doing drone operations and you're doing it for work, this is the best way to handle that, because it does everything. So you don't have to have Excel sheets and other applications, and you can just have everything in the one platform. And especially with the Part 108 coming up next year, which is going to be compliant for keeping all of your flight logs and doing all your reporting, this platform will do that for you.
Oh, nice. This is great. Sounds really, really great.
Yeah. So we actually just released it last week, and we've got quite a few customers. We've got quite a few big clients in this bit, and actually one huge client in the US. So it's it's going well. So now we've gone into software. So not only and we've built this software based on our operational experience. So what so you'll have software companies that will do something, but they're not building it on their own experience. So we built this on our own experience, on our pains and the challenges we have, because we're doing large operations. We've got lots of pilots in different countries doing lots of different work. So we've had some problems, basically down to communication between the pilots ourselves and the clients. So here we've actually managed to fix that, and so now we have Drone Bundle.
Yeah, no, that sounds great. It does. Is it hard to use, or I'm not a tech guy at all, so
it's very simple. That's the whole. The whole point was that we wanted to make it simple to use, so it's not complicated at all. So yeah, it is actually very, very simple. So from a software platform perspective, it is very easy. So, but yeah, so that's one aspect. We've been doing, and of course we're doing all the other flight operations. We're doing lots and lots of flights as per usual. So we're keeping rather busy. Hopefully got some stuff coming up in Ukraine as well, coming up in the next few months, I think, as well. Good stuff, not doing any war stuff, but actually doing the good stuff. So not anything bad or negative or anything. So it's part of the rebuilding process of Ukraine. So hopefully we'll be part of
that. Yeah, I guess. Thinking about it, sure. There's going to be a lot of rebuilding going on there. Yes, over the
So
quite a few years.
Yeah, it's going to take some time. So we were contacted by an organization who wanted us to help them with that, and because we've got a lot of experience in it. So but yeah, so it's do I have to go to Ukraine? I think I'm not sure if it's me or one of our pilots, but let's see. So. Yeah.
I tell you, you don't think of that really. At least I don't think of that with war. That the rebuilding that's going to take place afterwards.
Yeah.
It's sad. It really is.
Yeah, it is. It's very sad, but someone's got to do it. I don't mind getting involved in Ukraine as long as I'm not involved in the war itself. As long as I'm not involved in harming anyone. But if we're only involved in doing good, then that's something I'm quite happy to do. So
yes, good for you, and congratulations on the drone bundle. By the way, really, I think that's a great accomplishment. How long were you working on that, developing it?
Actually, it not that long. Actually, we started development in June this year, because we had some major operations we were doing and we were doing some telecom and some wind turbine, and we had about maybe 500 wind turbines that we were inspecting, and we had about maybe 600 telecom. So and this was in different countries as well. So there was about three different countries, over 7 pilots, plus Yeah. It was 3 different countries and 7 pilots dealing with the communication back and forth and our client. So our client was kind of coming to us and saying, "So what's been done today? What have you done today?" And we're kind of going, "Okay." So we have to go to the pilots. So we found that there was, a miscommunication, and then it takes about maybe 2 or 3 hours to get that information to them. But now we have got everything there, and we started it in June, and we got a shell up and running by about August.
Well, that's fairly quick. Yeah, that's fairly quick.
Fairly quick. Actually, fairly quick. And then we started to, do some testing. Our own drones, our own flights that we're doing have been using the platform. So we've been stress testing it. We've been pushing the platform to its full potential, and we got the best out of it. So, and now it's launched, it's up and running, and our clients are super happy with it. So yeah, I'm really, really happy. So if you want to go to dronebundle.com, you can go, and there's a live demo where you can click into. You don't have to sign in. You don't have to pay for it. You can go and you can try it out. And then if you want to sign up for it, you get 2 weeks free. So you can go and try it out.
Good. That's great. Yeah. I know Jeremy, he probably went to it already, if I know Jeremy. So anyway, but Stephen, have you been doing any drone shows? Yes, you have, right?
Yes, I've been. I was over in the UK last month, so I'd done my first ever UK shows. So I was over there. I was in Manchester doing shows, and then I was down in London doing shows, and then I was up in Birmingham doing shows. So
Birmingham. That's where my family is. Yeah.
So I was there.
My wife's family.
Yeah, and that was really cool because I'd never done UK before, even though I'm from the UK. So I had 3 weeks jumping around on tour, doing shows, and it was quite nice. I was working for Nova Sky Stories there, so I was working for, I was doing work for Elon Musk's brother, so it was nice.
Yeah, we got a question for you, Stephen, from Bob Casey. He wants to know, can I ask, what does one of your drone shows cost?
What does a drone show cost? It depends on many, many factors. It's not a question that can easily be asked because it depends on the location. It depends on the amount of drones, the amount of work that needs done for the animation, and the amount of shows. So it can be anything from, we don't like to do small shows. I would say that the minimum show we do is about 400. That's the minimum. And then they used to go up to about 1,000. So it can be anything up to about $250,000. It depends.
Oh, wow.
So if you're looking at, for example, if it's quite far away, you've got heavy logistics. So you might have to go through either shipping things on a plane or if it's by land. So there's so many factors, and then you've got all the people that are working. You might have to hotel them and fly them out. So it's not a straight question that can be answered very easily. It's quite complicated.
Yeah,
the answer is it depends.
Well, how about this one? I have one of your videos queued up from one of your drone shows right in Helsinki. So maybe you could talk about this one.
Yeah, this was 2 years ago in Helsinki. This was the first ever drone show in Helsinki. We done just not too far away from here, actually. Just not too far away from.
I think it's at 400 drones.
This is 400 drones, yeah, and this was something special because to do it in my home is nice, So yeah,
that's so cool. And they are becoming more and more popular too.
Yeah, always more and more popular. Yeah.
And
they're really good.
You were a pioneer in drone shows. I remember that, Stephen. Right?
Yeah. I wouldn't say I was a pioneer. I'm just someone who's very, very much involved in it. So So, but yeah, it's very hard work. Don't don't let this be fooled. When you see that it looks cool and all the rest of it, it's very, very hard work. But and it's one, I was talking with someone actually from the US actually, and he was actually working with me on the UK shows, and we were just talking, and we were just saying that that these shows are one of the hardest jobs you'll ever do, one of the most toughest jobs you'll ever do, but it's one of the most satisfying jobs you'll ever do. And that's what makes it good. It's exhausting, it's physically tough, it's mentally tough. But when you get up there and you do it, and everything's great, it's
Oh,
the
there's
best
nothing
job in the
better,
world.
really. And you know what they're doing in the States here, Stephen? They're incorporating fireworks
Yeah,
among them
yeah,
now. I
yeah,
don't know if
yeah.
you guys are doing that over in Europe.
We are, and I'm part of a couple of work groups with the regulator to actually standardize the fireworks. So I'm actually working with a pyrotechnics company who I've been working with before doing drone shows in the Middle East, over in Qatar, and we're working to standardize it's not actually fireworks, it's actually pyrotechnics. It's very, very
Right, right.
different. So
Okay.
actually, fireworks are
Yeah.
completely different. It's pyrotechnics because fireworks just go off, but this is so we're actually working to actually standardize that and to have and also for safety as well. So we're working on that at the moment as well. So yeah,
Yeah, well, safety obviously is number one,
absolutely, yeah.
because we have seen, drones falling out of the sky at some drone shows.
Yeah,
You know?
unfortunately, it does happen. It does happen, and you know, but it's the same when it comes to manned aviation.
Yes.
Mistakes happen.
Yeah, yeah.
Errors happen, whether it's human error or whether it's software error. Mistakes happen. And it's just unfortunate that is the case.
Yes, I know. I know. Well, I have to say, Rob Kamada, a couple of years ago, he was involved in a drone show. Well, he'd been involved in a couple of them, but one of them was right here, about a mile from my home, at the Tesla Science Center. And I
Mhm.
went down and I watched it, and I thought it was so cool. And I don't know how you feel about this, but that was 2 years ago. This year, and be honest with me and
Mhm.
criticize me if I was totally at fault, but I decided this year I'm going to send my drone up and film it from a distance away, a safe distance away. I was nowhere near the drone show, and
A
I was
safe
using the Zoom.
I say,
So
a safe distance is always good. If there is a NOTAM in place and it's around a certain area, as long as you're not in the area where there's a NOTAM, as long as you're outside of the area, it's absolutely fine.
yeah,
But we did have a couple of drones, especially in London. We had a couple of drones coming near, but not too near, but enough where you kind of say, just keep an eye. But actually, one of the drones, one of the worst things you can do is to switch off your lights. That's the worst thing to do because if someone
of
does see
course,
you,
yeah,
but that's what one person done who was flying nearby because we did see the
wow,
drone go up and then we've seen the lights go off. And when you don't see it, but you know it's there, that's the worst thing because you're like,
yeah.
oh,
And then you're saying, where is it
yeah,
now? Where
yeah,
is it? Yeah,
yeah.
right.
So, but as long as you have the lights on, is then you can keep an eye on it. So you can so we tend to say to people, because we have people around, we say, just watch that drone. If it comes any closer, just let me know.
Right,
So
right. And that's another key thing. I know at the drone shows you have visual observers, and that's
yeah,
this week's tip of the week. So let me just bring it up on the screen, and I say, use a tip of this week's tip of the week is use a visual observer if possible. Not only if you're doing a commercial job, even if you're flying for fun. If you have somebody keep an eye out, it's always better. And I think you'll agree, right, Stephen?
Let me add to that. Let me add to that. If you're using a visual observer, especially at nighttime, right? So if you're using a visual observer at nighttime, make sure your eyes are healthy. And what I mean by healthy is keep away from white light, especially if you have your phone, right? So if you have your phone and you have your phone up let's say very very bright, so if it's up bright,
Yeah.
and when you're looking at your phone as a visual observer, if you're looking at your phone, you're actually getting the white light which is coming in your eye, and it's actually causing blindness, which is very 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 temporary. And the center of your vision, the exact center of your vision, is lost. Now that means that if you're looking, you tend to look in the center, you can actually lose sight of whatever it is you're looking for. So you might have a drone up there and you've got some lights on it, and when you look up, if you've got temporary blindness, you'll look up and you won't see anything in the center of your vision. So if you do have
that's a good tip. I wasn't even thinking of that. I wasn't.
White light is our enemy. That's why we tend to always have so when we have the flashlights and torches, we'll put it on red.
Red,
so red,
yes,
because that will not give you the blindness. That will help your eyes. So that's my tip of the week to support your tip of the week.
No, that's great. That's great. And I know I did receive one of those red flashlights from Pilot Institute a couple of years ago.
Very, very important to use.
And it's true. It does help a great deal. So
20/20 vision doesn't help if you've got white light in your eyes. Trust me.
Right.
You can have the best vision possible. If you've got white light blinding you, you won't see a thing.
I'm drinking out of my teacup here. I'm drinking tea tonight. Red rose tea. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, it's been about a month now too. I was out in Montauk Point, and we were flying the Montauk Lighthouse. Cool. So I thought this photo was so great, Stephen, I had to have it made up into a coffee mug or tea mug.
Nice. Cool.
So anyway, and I got a collection of my photos on the wall here. I don't even have any more room. And do you get a lot of your prints made up, or no? Not really.
I do have a load printed, which I did have in a gallery. So I used to do a lot of galleries when I wasn't really working very much. So I would have time for that. So I had galleries. So I do have some which I should bring to my office and put here, but I've not had the time, So I've it's work and not enough play. So
Yeah. I know I looked for some of your flying for fun videos, and I really couldn't find any. But do you fly for fun? I remember you telling us that a few years back.
Yeah, I've not been flying for fun for quite some time because I have been so damn busy. And when you're working from 7 in the morning until 7 at night, talking about drones and meetings with drones and discussing and planning with drones, sometimes the last thing you want to do is go out and fly a drone.
I know. Yeah. I mean, you do it a lot. You fly a lot.
I don't actually I don't have time to fly. I have pilots now who will go out and fly for us. So we've got pilots who will fly every day to do the jobs that we have to get done. I need to do the business. I need to be I need to be available to do the business, So I don't really have the time. I don't have the energy to fly, because all day, I wake up in the morning, I make a cup of coffee, I'll open my laptop, and I'll start to deal with my emails. I'll start to deal with the problems that we're having or the issues that we're dealing with. I'll have meetings. I'll have someone call me up, ask me how to do this. What do I think about this? Have I seen this? Should we try to do this? Get this hardware? It's drones all day, every day.
Yeah. And do you attend many drone conferences?
Yes.
I think you attended one recently, right?
Yeah. Where was? Yeah, I was in one in London. So I went to the one in London. which was really good because I got to meet a lot of people that I haven't seen for quite some time.
Yeah.
And I'll go to one next week.
Okay. Yeah.
As well. So yeah, I try not to go to too many because I don't want to be this person who goes and who sits and meets people, which of course is important to meet people, is because it's important that we learn from people all the time, But it really stops me from doing business because I the phone's ringing all the time or the emails going all the time, and I have to go and deal with it, So
yeah. Well, I went to my first one 3 weeks ago too. That was down in Miami, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
It was called Elevate UAV, and
Okay.
Steve Jones actually was there also,
representing
his police department along with one of his drone pilots from his drone unit. And I found it so interesting. To tell you the truth, I learned quite a bit,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And some of the drones there, those commercial drones, especially those ag drones, at least that's the biggest ones that I saw. Yeah. The ag drones had a 5-foot wingspan,
Yeah.
And it was very, very impressive. I actually have to edit the video, get around to editing that video.
Yeah. No, it's good. It's, I just find these events exhausting because you're just walking around and you're talking and you're meeting people and you're having discussions, and then you go out to dinner and stuff, and then at the end of the day it's just exhausting, but fun, But
the one thing I was very glad about is I finally met Randall Warners. And I think you know Randall, right? Now he was the former CEO of Ortel, and that's how we got to know him originally. And now he's the CEO of Anzu Robotics. And he told me they're doing very well.
That's good to hear, and I hope that continues.
I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
I do, obviously with the issues coming up here or the issues coming up in the US,
Yeah, you're so lucky that you're not involved in that, really. Yeah,
but it will affect us at some point if even though we are flying DJI and all the rest of it, or flying the Chinese drones, it's fine. But the aftershock from what will happen in the US will actually affect us for sure.
Sometimes, yeah, it rubs off.
It will, because if you have companies who are relying on the other companies that are needing to do the work, and you have companies that are relying on companies in the US, if they go down, it will affect us all. So
yes,
so it's not that simple. It's not. This is not a US problem. This is a global. I've been saying this for 18 months. I've been saying that this is a problem that will affect us globally. This is not just the US. It is a global problem, and we do not need it. And I don't need it. I don't want to see my friends and the people I know who have businesses who will risk losing their business.
I know.
That's not good. That's really not good. So
sad state of affairs. I haven't given up all hope, but I'm losing hope. But anyway, speaking of hope, we got Chris Hope in the chat. So how you doing, Chris? So good to see you, Chris. If anybody has any questions for Stephen, put them in the chat.
Yeah.
We'll try to keep an eye out.
Fire a question to me. I'm always open for a question.
And sometimes I miss them, Stephen. So you look too.
Do you make your own drones for the shows?
Yeah, there you go.
No, I don't. We don't. We work with several companies and we take over production, so we handle the production side. I have a couple of drones here. I have a couple of drones here.
Yeah.
So this is one of the drones.
Okay.
This is one of the Nova drones. It still flies today. So to me, this is one of the best drones out there. This is one of the best drone show drones out there.
Yeah.
And this is a Parrot Anafi. There should be a camera here.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, look at that.
But this has got a light on it. So this is for Drone Sauce. So you'll see these ones if you're if you're in Florida, so I think there's quite a few in Florida there, but there's quite a few of these around just now. There's a lot flying in the US at the moment. So I was flying these in the UK last month. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, you know, you just automatically think they're DJI drones or Autel drones.
No,
But when you first
it's
showed us that, I was so impressed that, oh,
yeah,
look at that
yeah,
drone. That's
yeah,
totally different than what we used to.
yeah, and they need to, and they have to be. Someone said, "I'm going to see, I'm going to see Stephen at 2026 Florida drone meetup." I hope so. I keep trying every year to come, and it is a
I didn't want to put you on the spot, Stephen,
it's
but John Flynn did.
it's I know it's in April. I
Yeah,
know
I
it's
know.
already
April 10th
April,
to the 13th. Yeah,
and that's a very busy time for us there because
yeah.
it's springtime, right? And that's when the wind turbines are ready for the inspections, and also the power lines also inspected as well, because the winter's going away, you see, and spring comes in. So that's when all the inspections have to be done, and they have to be done by the end of May, right?
Okay, I see.
So we have all our pilots that go out and they will fire up, and they'll be flying
Yeah.
drones every day. They'll be doing 10 to 15 inspections per day. So we have to get that
Turns
done.
out I have one of your wind turbine videos up.
This is from last April, May as well. So so we do these wind turbine inspections. These are huge.
Interesting. And obviously you're looking for cracks or any damage.
Well, what we're doing is we're only inspecting the blades. We don't do anything else apart from the blades. And there's always two guys. So there's two people that we have on each team. One person is operating the turbine to turn the blade, so to turn them, and then one person's flying the drone.
Wow.
And they have to do. They usually do anything from about
very, very interesting.
7
Yeah.
to maybe 12 to 13 a day. So, and those are really big. Those are 100, sometimes 200 meters, 250 meters. So it's really high, and you have to be really, really careful. You have to be really
That's
careful.
for sure.
Yeah.
Wow. It's very impressive. It really is.
Yeah. So usually April, May, that's the time, that is our busy time, let's say, is our busy time. The guys are out flying, we get the data, we have to push the data to the client, and everything, everything has to be done by end of May, middle of June.
Well, now you got an invitation to go to the Northeast Drone meetup in September.
See that's easier for me.
Oh, see
it's
that?
way
That's
easier
good.
because I'm a bit slower at that point, So I have wound, I'm at my wind down period at that point, So. Yeah.
So anyway, Mark wants to know where was the drone show in Manchester? He missed it.
In Manchester, it was at an airfield. Mark, there is an airfield. You probably know the airfield. It's nearby. It's just is it? I think it's to the west or southwest of Manchester. So there's an aerodrome, and it's quite busy. There's lots of flights happening there. So we had the event there, and you probably know the one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. We got a drone celebrity in the chat. Al Sergione's watching. South Florida Drone Flyers. How you doing, Al? Yeah. But anyway, I do a viewer video of the week too,
Okay.
Stephen. So let me just show that for a few minutes. And this week's viewer video of the week comes to us from Ron Brown, and I think this video was so nice. So I love anywhere where you're flying by water. And I don't know, I've been there. I've been on this ferry myself. I took a trip on it going back to Long Island from Florida one year. And it's a nice ferry. Breaks up the trip nice. But he got some great shots of the ferry. And I don't know what drone he's flying here, so I really can't say.
That's Ron. Oh yeah, it's Ron. Ron. Yeah.
But that's the Cape May ferry. It goes from Lewes, Delaware to Cape May, New Jersey. Very nice. But if you want to watch any more Ron's videos, go to his channel. And by the way, if you're not subscribed to Ron, do it. Do it now. If you're not subscribed to Flyby Guys, do it. Do it now. Don't wait until after the show. You'll forget.
Do it now.
And subscribe to each other also. Sometimes you get unsubscribed for whatever reason. I don't know how it happens, but
it does happen. It does.
Yeah.
It does.
I think if you don't watch somebody's video after so many months or maybe years, they knock you off.
Probably.
But anyway.
Probably. Any more questions you want about drone shows or anything else? Fire away. I'm here. I'll tell you anything. I'll let down the guard.
All right. Anyway, we got another question from Casey. What would be your advice on someone that wanted to start a drone show business?
Don't.
I didn't expect you to say that, Steve.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, it's a good question. Well, basically, when you're in the drone show sector, right, it's very much like being in show business, right? So the way I always try to kind of mix this up is that when you're doing drone shows, it's like two parts to it, right? There's show business and there's aviation, right? And
Yeah.
show business and aviation together. Now that's like one of the most craziest blends of something that you could ever think of, because when you're in the show business side, you're in a production. So if you look behind the scenes of a theater or a film or TV show, and you know there's lots of moving parts. So you've got sound, you've got you have lights, you've got and when we're on a show, we have got lots of different parts that we're working with, and you have to work together and you have to work on time. So having the best communication and dealing with stress, because it's a very, very stressful environment. But if you're dealing with production and you know how to work with that, then it can be a lot of fun. It's not for everyone. But you then have to have the aviation side. So you have to have the production side understand what you're doing, so that, because you're talking about safety, you're talking about drones and stuff, and they don't really know that because they're dealing with cameras and dealing with lighting and cues and people doing stuff and whatnot. So they're not really used to that. So it's a very unique thing. So it's entertainment and aviation. It's very tough and it's very expensive. So,
Yeah.
But what you could do if you want to get into the drone shows, you can start as a visual observer. I have one friend that I work closely with, and when I first met him, he was working for me as a visual observer.
Yeah.
And he had drone experience. I knew that he fly drones. So I like to bring in visual observers who have got drone experience. It helps them a lot. And this guy, he was really, really good. And then we asked him if he wanted to get trained to work on the system, which he said yes. And he was really good. And then we actually employed him. So we had him to come to actually work with us. And we took him all over the world. And now he's been working with various companies and he's got lots of experience. And now he's doing some great stuff in the Middle East. Now he's doing some incredible stuff, and he phones me every now and then to say, "This is what I'm doing," blah blah. So you can start very low, but you can work your way up quite fast if you're keen. So I would not recommend starting a business because it needs a lot of money. It needs. But you can start by being a visual observer, and then you can move your way up. That's the best way to do it.
That's great. Yeah, I can't imagine the amount of money that's involved in starting a drone show business. And insurance. You got to have a lot of insurance too, correct?
It's a small part of it, but yeah. So there's a good question here by Bob Casey. Another question: how many employees does it take to do a drone show? That sounds like a joke, isn't it? How many employees does it take to do a drone light show? It's not a joke. Okay, so from our side, I would say that we need anything from 3 to 4 people, right?
Okay.
3 to 4 people. So you can have a project manager or you can have a production manager, right? And then you'll have your pilot in command.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll have what we call a PMTC. And that's PMTC stands for person manipulating the controls.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
So a bit like the co-pilot, right? And that's the person who's doing it. But the pilot in command is the one responsible, right? And when I say responsible, if the show has to be cancelled for whatever safety reason, the pilot in command will make that decision. And only the pilot in command will make that decision. And so if the head of production from the client side will come over to say, why is the show cancelled? Only the pilot in command can say why.
Okay.
And it's his or her responsibility.
Right.
We then have we can then have stagehands that we can have to help with like batteries and also doing things like visual observers and stuff like that. So you can have. I usually tend to have one person per 100 drones. That's the way I do it. So if you're doing a 500 show, you can have 5 people.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
If you have 1,000 drones, you have 10 people. So there's our core people. We have production manager, then we have PIC, then we have PMTC. Then you can have, a certain amount that can be dealing with that. Plus you can have visual observers, maybe anything from 3 to 4 people, depending on the size of the area. So really up to about 10 or 15, depending on the size of the show.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we got another question from Josh. What's the average flight time on one of those batteries?
Oh,
yeah,
another good question. Anything from 9 minutes to 15 minutes.
Okay.
Depending on
the length of the show, obviously, right?
But you always, but the show also includes the launch and landing. And the launch and landing takes about 2 minutes each. So you've got maybe 2 minutes for the drones to launch, get into position, and then come back and land. So that's 4 minutes that you need for that. So if you have a show which is, for example, 9 minutes, then the show itself is maybe 5 minutes, because 2 minutes to get up, 2 minutes to get back, and then you've got the 5 minutes. So it just depends, So we always have to think about that. So that's why when it comes to planning the shows, we always have to think about where we are and where the show should be, because you don't want the drones to travel too far, because if they travel too far, they'll use more energy.
Yes.
And if it's too windy, they're also using way more energy. So you don't want that to happen. So if you've got a headwind on the way there, they'll use more, but on the way back, they might have a tailwind. So
I think Bob Casey's getting ready to start up a drone show company. He's got another question for you.
Okay, Bob Casey, another question. Does the project manager type in the program? I mean, set up the visuals and do the drones for the viewers? No. The project manager is basically handling the communication between the production team and the drone show team. The way I do this, I mean, if I'm pilot in command, that's fine. I just be pilot in command, but I do a lot of project management. So, or if you want to call production management, I'm usually the person in between the pilot in command and the other side of production. And I do not let anyone come and speak to the pilot in command.
Yeah.
Nobody. I don't let anyone.
No.
No one comes and speaks. So if anyone comes, they speak to me. I'm the one who fixes everything. So but the show is already planned. It's already done. The PMTC will load the show and will distribute the show to the drones.
Sure.
And then we'll do whatever it is to make sure the show's ready to go. I'm basically the one to make sure that they have everything. And if something goes wrong, I deal with it.
Good.
But if the pilot,
your responsibility, yeah,
it's my responsibility towards the production, and to make sure that everything else is okay. So again, if you have the truck coming at the end of the show, I will make sure the truck is there on time. I will make sure the people are ready and they're doing their job. All the rest of it. So,
and Dennis Lovelady has a couple of questions also. So,
how often will a drone be lost in a show? And do the craft, I think he means do the lift up in shifts? Okay, how often do we lose a drone on a show? It really depends on the conditions. It just sometimes you can have a drone where the battery can just fail because it's been going on for so long. The IMU can go, maybe the GNSS chip can go. Sometimes a prop can burst. All these kind of things. But that's why it's important to do mechanical checks. So we always like to do mechanical checks, check everything to make sure everything's going. But accidents do happen. These things can fall out the sky, but sometimes it happens and sometimes it doesn't. If you've got high winds, for example, if the winds are too high, then you run a risk of losing some drones because they can all kind of go. And if the IMU hasn't been calibrated properly, that drone, a drone comes up and it can hit another drone, and then two drones can come down. So it does happen.
This is not a question for you, Stephen, but they're talking about barbecue sauce, and I got to make an announcement because Carla, Ronnie's lovely wife, she's going to donate some bottles or jars of barbecue sauce for us at the South Florida Drone meetup as giveaway prizes. So I got to say thank you to Carla, and of course Ronnie. Ronnie donates his custom-made wooden Betsy Ross American flag. So
nice,
yeah,
nice.
But I tell you, you're so interesting, Stephen. I find this so interesting talking about the drone shows and the mechanics of it. And I love going to watch them. I really do. I just missed 2 of them in Florida for the past 2 weeks, and I'm getting there a week late.
Yeah, it's nice to watch them. The best part for me is always the launch and the landing. The show can be good, and it's always nice to watch the show, of course. But the launching and the landing is always the best part for me. That's the one I love. I could watch the launch and the landing and then just forget the rest of it. So
it's amazing.
Question.
Yeah.
Do you have special software to plan the visual effects the client wants for each individual show? Can the effects be duplicated in future for a different location? Yes. Okay, so a good example of that, we have been doing shows in the UK which are being duplicated all over the world just now, even in the US. There's a show called Fever, or the production's Fever, and it's been all over the world, all over the US as well. And it's the same show. So it's the same file. You just basically you just load that file in. But yeah, it's what was that question? I just want to have a look at that one question again. I think I missed it. It was saying at the start, do we do the effects? Okay. Do you have special software to plan out the visual? Yes. So we do this in basically animation software. So we use a 3D animation software. Okay. You can do this in Blender, for example. Some of you may know Blender. So you can do a basis of that, and then you can push that into the software which you're using for the drone shows, and then you can tweak it because you want to make sure that all the drones are not doing things that they shouldn't do. So if you have, for example, if you have a drone at this location and it's going to go to this location, but that drone could actually go to that location. So you're always about saving energy. So you don't want the drones to do things they shouldn't do, because using too much energy means that they lose battery. So you want to, so you're always about efficiency, making sure that they don't move as far as they have to move. And that's all to really understanding and to do that. And that's what that software does.
Yeah, Mark has another question about battery changes.
Mid-show. No. Sometimes what we do, okay, in this show, and in this Fever show that we were doing in the UK and it's all over the world, it was a 500 drone show, but in actual fact, what it was a 400 plus 100, and there was 100 drones going up first. So they would go up first, do show for 5 minutes, 6 minutes, then they would come and land. Then 400 would then launch. They would do their thing. Then they would come down, and in that time, those drones were actually charged up. So it was a constant,
wow.
And that was being done for an hour, so it was really good.
An hour? Is that what you said?
An hour, yeah.
That's a long drone show, correct?
Yeah.
Well, anyway, I have one more of your videos queued up, so let's see. And no, where did it go? Okay, I'm sorry, I can't find it now. But anyway, there you go. That's Steven's channel right there, Flyby Guys. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe and do it now. Like I said, don't wait. But anyway, Steven, you're so interesting, but I have to get on to the monthly giveaway contest.
Here we go.
So it's for a $10 Amazon gift card. So now's the time for everybody to put in their lucky numbers. You're eligible too, Steven. You don't know what it is. 1 to 25, and I'll keep an eye out. So nope, not 16, not 14, not 6. No. Oh, I do see it. Somebody got it quick. Wow. I think Captain Joe is the first one to get number 13. So Captain Joe, your name's going to go on the sheet and in the hat. So very good. Congratulations. So, but this is just about having fun and giving back a little bit. And I appreciate it. So anyway, Steven, the hour goes by so quick, and I know it's real late for you over there. You're probably dying to go to bed.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning here.
I know. So now it's time for you to say your goodbyes and anything you'd like to promote. So.
Me? No, I just wish you guys all the good health. Thank you. The community that we have in the drone side, actually globally, is very important, and it's a great community. We all support each other, and it's good to see that we're flying. And I really hope for the best at the end of this year. Unfortunately, I think it's going to go badly, unfortunately. But we can only hope for the best and hope that you guys can still get to fly. Thank you, and I hope you all have a really good Thanksgiving and a good Christmas as well, and a very, very good 2026.
Yeah, well, thank you for being on, Steven. You were a great guest, and everybody enjoyed. I could tell just by all the questions that you received, everybody enjoyed you and learned quite a bit about drone shows tonight. So thank you, and I want to wish you happy holidays also. Don't eat too much turkey.
Well, I do plan to. Trust me, I do plan to. Thank you.
But anyway, thank you all in the chat for watching. You guys are what make the show a success. And I try to get interesting guests every week, like Steven. And we'll see you again next week, same time, same place. in the meantime, get out there, fly for fun.